real quick, this is my alt channel, and my main channel is in danger every day of getting banned as a result of talking with these amazing people very candidly. So please do me a favor and subscribe down below. Helps me out a lot. Get the hell on it, doggone it. So let's talk about Gina Carano. I don't know if you guys have heard, Gina Carano is suing Disney for wrongful termination from the Mandalorian show. And I believe, if I'm going correctly, Elon Musk is funding the lawsuit. It says, do you support Elon Musk funding the massive lawsuit against Disney for wrongful termination of conservative actress Gina Carano? If you guys remember, Gina quite literally just implied that like Nazis were bad, right? That was kind of the whole deal. She loosely compared oppression nowadays to being on the road to Nazi Germany, which is, there's parallels everywhere for that. It's pretty obvious. She got fired from Disney for saying that. So it says ex-lawyers have brought a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm on behalf of Gina Carano for firing her over the post she made on a platform. She said, my words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. The thing is, this happened at the height of cancel culture. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but cancel culture is starting to wane. It's starting to die down because it's super lame. It's very, very lame. People think differently. That's just how it is. If you start punishing people for wrong think, you're not on the winning team. You're on the bad guy team. You're bad guys now. You know, fascism's never a good thing. But the unfortunate truth is both sides call the other side fascist, and that's kind of where we're at. But cancel culture's died down a lot. But these people that were victims of cancel culture were not rehired, and that's kind of the point here. It is really cool to see Elon Musk and X supporting this lawsuit. The unfortunate truth is, though, I'm still banned on Twitter. Elon Musk. I don't have big enough reach, though, unfortunately. As I will always say, it's freedom of reach, not freedom of speech. Right? I'll use Ludwig as an example. If Ludwig got banned on Twitter for some bullshit that was literally like a joke, he would be back on in 2 days because he could just email somebody. I can't do that. Right? Not big enough. Not impressive. Not a professional. But yeah, so that's going to be very interesting to see. Right, the wrongful termination lawsuit. You got to win the race to get a man. You're probably right. I'll get out of the car, celebrate, be like, Elon Musk needs to unban me from Twitter. That might actually work. Bill Dozer, Gina literally was asking people not to be honest. Yeah, that's the point. People that occupy like the extreme left space, they have to overtly agree with everything any extremist says, or else they're not real. It's kind of the whole thing, like the left eats itself. That's kind of like the phrase, even though it seems like the right's doing it now over not being Christian enough, not clothing your body enough if you're a modest female, which is lame, which is why I'll never be a conservative, because I love ass and titties. Sorry. Favorite thing, ass and titties. Love it. So when I see conservatives start preaching Jesus stuff and saying, you should always, like, you should cover up and blah, blah, blah. And it's like the same women saying it that post pictures of themselves with like their boobies out and they're like, so modest, reading the Bible today. I'm so modest. And it gets like 5,000 likes. Fuck off. You're doing the same thing. You think, God, it's so cringe. Doing the same shit, using your appearance and body to get clicks. But I'm doing it and I say I love Jesus when I do it. Yeah, okay. I don't like that kind of, that's why I won't be conservative. I can't be a conservative because I love ass and titties. It's just how it is. All roads lead to gay. Yes. But it was the height of cancel culture. And I do believe that if Gina Carano is successful in this lawsuit, it's going to cause an ass ton of people that were canceled or fired over whatever thought, wrong crime. These people are all going to start jumping on lawsuits immediately. You can't, I mean, you can, let's be honest, you can fire people for wrong think, but I don't think it's going to turn out how you like, because eventually the other people will be in power. And they'll utilize whatever precedent you said to destroy you over it. That's why you don't create certain policies around gun control or freedom of speech. Because at the time, it might benefit some trans activists on the left. We won. But what happens when a violent conservative gets in office? They're going to use the same president to destroy you forever. People that support these ideals never can look past their own nose. They can never look more than 2 seconds in the future to understand how it will reverberate through time. Hence why people that vote for gun control in their countries, a bit 10 to 20 years later, they're all dead. Why does that always happen? Why is it when you vote for overt socialism and socialistic ideas in your country, within 10 to 20 years, your money holds no value anymore? I know it seems great at the time that you're getting free gibbies, but in a couple years, that's going to reverberate somehow. Precedents that are set in the past will be used on you in the future. So the best thing you can do is wish for less government involvement on all fronts. That's the most perfect thing you can do is try to vote in a way where the government has less involvement in your life overtly in every issue. But people, for some reason, will vote for overt government overreach against their enemies. Right? Well, freedom of speech. Well, we like freedom of speech, but only when you don't say anything negative about trans or anybody else like that. We don't like hate speech. Who defines hate speech? Whoever's in power at the time. What happens when the First Amendment is destroyed and then 10 years later, there's new people in power and the majority of people support these people? What happens when suddenly just being trans is hate speech now? And they're the people that got these laws put on the books. Suddenly, you're on a train. Wow. It's because you thought it would support you in the time, but you can't see the forest for the trees. Other people will be in power soon. Don't vote for more government overreach in any situation. It may help you today, but in 8 years, you may be fucked. That's the thing that I'll never understand with gun control arguments. Well, it's going to help these people. Right? Yeah, what happens in 8 years? Maybe we're getting invaded by a foreign country. Maybe we're getting invaded by our own people. Maybe we're getting invaded by the southern border. No longer can protect yourself. In Canada, it's illegal to protect yourself. If somebody breaks into your house, you're not allowed to hurt them. In Alabama, you can blow their face off, which is great.